Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of The Sword of Hope for the Nintendo Game Boy. Last episode we started doing a little bit of exploration in the underground passageway. Mainly the only thing I wanted to do there was show off two of the dead ends. And then also fight a druid enemy. Druid enemies are the worst enemy in the game. They have a lot of spells, can deal a lot of damage to you. Oftentimes they can use the pillage HP spell to take hit points off of you and then heal themselves, so real pain. So the good thing is I did a little bit of level grinding, got up to level 25. At level 25 you can run from all enemies. So if I ever run into a druid while doing exploration here, I can just run away from them. So there are a few more enemies though that I have to fight just to fill out the bestiary. So I will be fighting those enemies, but they're not as big a problem as the druids are. So this is a very interesting little dungeon here. There's a lot of choices that we have to make, a lot of warp zones, so I'll be showing them all off. Right now we're going to head to the right, because left and down basically were dead ends. Just keep heading over this way. Now once you get to this room where there are 3 doors, I'll refer to it as the 3-door room. So look at all the different doors. You hear mumbling. What? How do you make a non-taco talk? Remember when we were in Camus' domain, in order to get the spirits to talk at the lakes, we had to use the ring. So we used the ring here, and now the doors will start talking to us. And they basically tell us which way to go. Of course, they all say they're the right way to go. The correct way to go is the center door, but we'll be going all 3 doors to show them all off. So we'll go left first because that's the shortest path. You're going to see a bunch of these rooms with rocks in them. Whenever you see a room with a rock in it, you want to hit the rock. It breaks the rock, and you'll either discover nothing or a new passageway. So let's look at the path. Head on that way. And got a treasure chest. Let's look at it. And it's going to give a little bit of secret on how to enter the castle. We will reach the castle this episode, but we won't enter it. Now we're going to open the closed gate to plant ivy seeds to enter. Alright. So we need to be on the lookout for some ivy seeds. So now we have to use the ring again to open all these doors. And we're going to head up to the center, even though that's the correct way to go. I'm going to head up that way first because there's 2 warp zones there. So I'm going to show those warp zones off, and they warp you back to this room here. So let's just do the warping, and then when we warp back here, before we proceed, we will take the right path. Right path just leads to another item, and there's a merchant as well. So let's head on up. We get to the top room here. To the left is these ivy vine path. This takes us back to the 3-door room. And likewise, if we go up and right, up twice and then right, we also get to another room that warps us back to this 3-door room. And there was a 3rd warp on the right side. But we'll take that though after we explore the right side. Let's just take out these myconids. We fought them earlier. Not much of a problem. Now we'll go to the right. And going up takes us another warp zone back to the 3-door room. And a new enemy here, the centipede. Pretty easy enemy. Probably the easiest enemy in the area. Because the only thing special attack it has is that bite. Which slightly lowers your stats. There we go north, and we'll work back here again. You'll be hearing me say that a lot. Use our ring again. So yeah, this dungeon is big. When you consider that all the dead ends that you can take. But if you go the correct path, it's not too bad. We're gonna have another branching path when we get to the vine area. Here's the right side. Going north leads to a dead end. I'll just go to it anyway, but we're gonna see another one of the rock rooms. This time though, hitting the rock will not cause anything to happen. The rock will just be destroyed, but no new things open up, so let's head on back and then head to the right. And then we'll be in another 4-way room. You don't want to go, well, we'll go south eventually. South takes us to another warp zone to take us back to a 3-door room. We'll head over to the right here first. And we're going to get another item here to the south. The Y fruit. And we have that fruit from the tree out that's really good for us. It basically is an elixir. This fruit here is actually bad. If you use it, you will take damage. But you can also use it in battle, and it'll damage your enemies. So, we've got another item to use. We have a treasure chest. We try to open it. Then the black market area will appear. So if you're doing some more level grinding later on, you'll be fighting around here and, you know, buy barley and stuff or herbs to refill your hit points and magic points. Head to the south here, go back to that 4-way room, and then we'll go to the warp zone room, and go back to the 3-door room. It'll basically be the kind of last time we hit the 3-door room. There was another warp zone to the 3-door room, but that's much later in the castle, so I'll show that off later. Or in this passageway. A new enemy here, the Hag, and that'll be the last, you know, minor enemy in the game. The only other 3 enemies we have to fight are all bosses. One is a chest boss that appears when you open a certain chest, and then we have the king and then the dragon to fight. So, but otherwise, the bestiary is completed. We've seen all the enemies and battled them all, defeated them all. Just fight anything but the druids. The druids are a pain. This is not necessarily the best place to level grind. I found it a little bit easier to level grind in Camus' lair. Because there's that one room that has a D-Mimic chest. And the D-Mimics give, you know, between 30 and 50 experience when you defeat them. And they respawn. So basically, I would go to Camus' domain, go to that room, fight the Mimic, leave the room, come back, fight the Mimic, and if I fought an enemy, you know, while I was leaving the room, or entering the room, that's just some extra bonus experience. But usually every about 3 battles with the Mimics get you about 100 experience, a little more. So, it's nice when they end up being like 51 experience, that's really nice. Speeds up the grinding. But I gain about as I do these, as I, you know, marry the audio recording to the video. It takes a while, and usually I can get about 2 levels in the time it takes. So this is the Ivy room. We're gonna hit the center of the room, and that causes an ivy vine to drop to the center. That, unfortunately, is a dead end, but you still want that vine to appear, because when that vine appears and you open it, you get this ivy beans. And remember that clue we've got in that treasure chest? We're going to need those ivy beans to open, to get into the castle. So, now we have 2 paths we can go. We can go to the right or the left. The right path is shorter, but it eventually leads to the left path. So I'm going to show off the entire right path here and how it links to the left path. Now this is a pointless way to go, the right path, if you don't have the fairy lamp from the fairy in Camu's domain. Because eventually we're going to run to a dead end here, and that's where you use the fairy lamp, and it takes you, opens a secret passageway that takes you to the left path. So there's a lot of warp zones in here. The room, as soon as you go to the north of the start, stepping on that room, the room to the right, warps you to the room over to the left. And if you go to the left 2 rooms, it warps you over to the room above the start. So basically, if you want to proceed, you go north from the start, then go left, and then go north, and then you use the lamp there, and that takes you to the shortcut. There's a few other rooms that we're going to explore. And one of them has a chest. It contains either gold or barley. If you don't have full barley, use a barley to heal up. Yeah, to the basically to the north and the west. If you go south, that'll take you back to the vines, but it'll take 10 damage. And if you go north, then west twice, and then south twice, you'll get to a room with a chest. If you go south of the chest room, you'll fall back to the vine room. And I'll show them all off. I guess it's good though, because eventually we're going to get to the path on the left path. A room on the left path where there's a door. You have the option to push or pull it. Doing either one will take you to the castle eventually. But I'd like to show off everything in the game. So I'll be pulling it first, because there's some treasure that way. And then I'll get to the castle, and then there's a warp from the castle back to the vine. So the next episode I'll just start at the vines again and take the entire left path. Head here to this empty room here. The fog is so thick. This is where we use the fairy lamp. And it'll create a shortcut, like I said, to the left path. So technically the quickest way to get to the castle is to take the right path and then use the shortcut. But obviously if you don't have the fairy lamp, there's no point in going the right path. You just have to take a longer path on the left vine. Secret path, and here on the room that would go to if we took the left vine. Let's head this way. Run away! Once again, druids don't like them. And I'm just gonna head back, even though I want to go forward, north. But I want to go back just to show something off here. It'll make it easier in the next episode to kind of understand where we're at. But yeah, eventually if you take the left ivy vine, you end up with this river, and there's different ways to cross the river, and so yeah, we're going to end in that room that I was just in. So here's the door. We have the option to either pull or push. Push it is a shorter pathway, pulling it is a longer pathway, but you get some treasure. So I will be doing that way, just to fill out time in this episode. So yeah, pull it, and we'll go that way. Like I said, it doesn't matter which one you do. Just looking at my notes. There we go. So either way takes you to this one-way room where you can't go back. Down. Some more centipedes. This place takes us to another treasure chest, so if you have some barley or want to use some barley, eat your barley, heal yourself up to get that, then you can use the treasure, then you can get some healing from the treasure chest. Maybe you can only carry 7 wheat, 7 barley, 7 herbs. Let's finish off this hag. Level 25, you seem to get a little bit more, your sword tends to do a little bit more damage as well. And on those rocks, but this one, hitting it doesn't do anything. No secrets. No centipedes. So nice that the Sword of Hope, like I said, hits all enemies. You know, so that grinding in Camus layer that I was mentioning, because a lot of times you'll run into, you know, multiple boggles, and boggles with the orcs, or orcs with lizard men. So being able to hit them all is nice. Another chest. Let's open that chest up. Get some treasure. Donk. And it's gold. Like I said, if we didn't have full barley, it would be a barley. Alright, now we're going to head this way. We were in this room before, but I didn't head to the right. And this is a special door. And this warps us to this room right outside the castle. So I just say this room takes you to, get to a room where there's 3 doors. The door to the north is the door to the castle. I just say this door, the pole door, takes you to from the room on the left, the door on the left. And then when we go with the push route, we'll appear from the door on the right. So you can't go back either way. The doors are one-way doors. Let's look at the doors. Yep. Once again, too heavy. Can't open them. But now if there's stuff that you still want to do, like do maybe some level grinding and stuff like that, there is a way out of the castle to get back to the vine room, and I'm going to show that off. There's a warp over to the left. First, let's show off the castle here. So, unfortunately, the ivy is too thin to climb, and the gate is too heavy to open. So what should we do? Well, we use that clue that we got that when we get to a dead end, you use the ivy, and we'll use the ivy seeds that we got in the vine room to grow a strong enough vine, and take that. That takes us into the castle, the kind of final dungeon in the game. We're going to go back. Here's another merchant here. Try to open that chest. We get the last merchant in the game. So, there are more black market merchants than actual merchants. There's only that one forest merchant. But you have 3 of the shady black marketeers running around. So yeah, if you go south here, this takes us back to the vine room. But that's okay. Because, like I said, I want to show everything off, so I want to show off the way to what happens if you take the left vine. Like I said, it's just another longer path that'll eventually get us to the castle. It's such a long path that it actually, we won't actually do the whole thing this episode. I'll show off a little bit of stuff, though. So, moving on. To the right, that's a door we can't open, and then we're going to the north. That leads us to this dwarf room, and we got some options here. So let's look at the dwarfs, and you look at each of them individually, and they let you know things. So looking at the left one allows you to go to the left, looking at the one on the right allows you to go to the right, and looking at the center one gives you an option to guess the dwarf's gender. But if you're paying attention, you notice that when you talk with the dwarves, it says she all the time. So all the dwarves are female. That's important because if you try to open the center one, she asks, am I a boy or girl? If you say boy, I don't know why you would say that, because it says that she's a she hits you for 20 damage. If you say that she's a girl, she's like, oh, thank you, and she gives you a magic kiss, which gives you back 20 hit points. So we're going to go to the right, because the dwarf on the right basically said that, you know, hey, this is the way to go. But I'm going to the left here just to show you, if you want to go back to the castle, to the, and you don't want to use your magic. I don't know why you wouldn't want to use your magic and just teleport. But if you go over to the left here, we get warped back to the 3-door room. I mentioned that there was another warp to the 3-door room, so there it is. So I'm back with the dwarfs. And if I say girl now to the center dwarf, she's going to give me a magic kiss that will restore 20 hit points to me. So I guess you can grind a little bit here and get kisses to refill your energy if you need it. But we'll be back and starting at the dwarves in the next episode where we finish off the left path and get to the castle again. Take care, have a good one. Bye.